Hi, everybody. Talk to him.
All right, yes, it would be the Todd and Erin daily stream. I was just admiring all of the flags flying so majestically. There's a big wind out today. That's nice. Okay, heat's going up for the weekend, so that's pretty good. We're going back into the 90s. If you expect that for a proper June, then you're getting it.
It's Friday.
I know, isn't that exciting?
Thank God.
A lot of good stuff going on today. We get to give away another dinner for 4 at Christopher's. Very troubling stuff locally, though. I'm very ticked off at the UTA.
Go, go.
Well, no.
Go, go. They change the name to STD? Something like that, right? STD. Go, 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 STD.
Well, you do
Isn't
remember
it?
the big push.
That's it, isn't it?
No. The legislature, when they wanted to change the initials of UTA because they thought people will trust us more
Right.
if we spend an inordinate amount of money of your tax dollars to change our initials so you won't remember the old ones that had a really suck connotation. Well,
My name's Bob now.
to me, that seems like that's probably an inappropriate use of funds. But okay, never mind. So the other problem that was an issue was a tax increase in Salt Lake County.
Wait a minute.
UTA wanted it because they
Right.
wanted a big fat tax hike, and the voters
Why?
voted it
Because
down.
they want to.
Have more things.
Things?
They
Okay.
want all the things. Interestingly, we voted it down. Said no, we don't want a tax increase for them because they've had like a lot of money. Apparently, the Salt Lake City Council and the cities it represents said, well, we voted in favor of it, so they're getting one anyway.
Wait.
One of the few dissenting Salt Lake City Council members said, this is a deceptive maneuver to override the will of the people.
A maneuver.
He says everyone can now say it was somebody else's idea. He was kind of ticked off. So yeah, they're getting the tax hike, and we're paying for it.
So remember, next time you get on the STD, make sure you got gloves on. That's all I'm saying. Cover up. You know what I'm saying? Because you don't want to, you know. Yeah. They got a new slogan out, but I can't say it. All right, left turns.
Now you know how, like our UPS guy talks about this all the time, how they don't do left turns anymore, and you were trying to explain it to
I
me
don't
once.
know if it's a myth or not, but here's
No,
here's
no,
how it
remember,
works.
Steve told us he does.
I know, but so basically they get their load. It's loaded into their truck. They are given some information, and they run it on their GPS. And the GPS says here to here to this house, next house, next house, next house. And what they figured was if you went up and they only made you take right turns because you can go left, you can go right on red, that you'll never actually have to stop, and it would make it faster.
Makes sense. Well, according to a new BYU study, they say that actually is not only logical, could save lives.
How so?
Well, Grant Schultz and Missouri Saito are civil and environmental engineering professors at Brigham Young University. So they studied left-hand turns, and they were looking for the incidence of accidents and mortality rates. And they said research shows that cutting down on left turns on busy roads and adding more medians where people can turn left into homes and businesses would result in fewer fatal accidents. He says the left turn crashes are the most severe. That's where they see the most injury and the most damage.
Yeah, T-boned or head-on or something, yeah.
Yeah.
But how do you turn left then?
Well, say what they're saying is that if you can either A, just get rid of non-intersection left turns or mid-block left turns, meaning, yeah, it's a pain. You would have to go up to the top. You would have to make a U and
We
then come back
hate
down.
those. And U-turns must be dangerous because that's the ultimate left turn.
Well, but if you're going with the light, it's okay. But the thing is, they're saying this really would, this really would save a significant amount of lives. They said the time difference, though, of having to drive down the road to make a U-turn may seem like an inconvenience, but he said
It is. We swear every time that happens, going downtown, heading towards the basketball place, whoever it is now, and you can't turn left. You can't turn left. You can't turn left, and you're like, I gotta
turn left eventually. But they do say, but they said that the time difference is proven to be negligible, and they said it would save a significant number of lives. They're estimating 2,200 a year. You would do
in
it
the
for
country.
That, right? No, for here.
Really?
Yeah, you would do that, wouldn't you?
You know what you need to do? You need to hop on your local STD bus, and then it'll take you safely because, you know, the bus can take a hit. Pretty much like driving a tank. That's my answer. All right, thanks, BYU. Teachers, you have a story about teachers as well.
No, I just am in love with this woman because Helma Wardner, she is here in West Valley City. I adore her. and her camp gets to go on 3-day camping trips.
What camp?
They go on to one of the ones, I think they rent out Camp Rogers or something. In any case, she found out that her 10-year-old student, Maggie Vasquez, couldn't go on the class's 3-day camping trip because she has cerebral palsy, so her walker would not be able to maneuver all the rough terrain. And
Are you kidding me?
you're looking at it. So
Are you
instead of
kidding me?
allowing her student to miss out, Wardenair said, I will just carry her on my back. Now, she's an amazing educator, and she was thinking, could we rent a pony for Maggie? Could
Right.
we,
Right.
what are the other things? But instead, she
Right.
went and did some research, and she found out there's a special harness that you can use to
you kidding
backpack
me?
a young adult. Now, it's $300, and she paid for it herself.
Right.
Because you know that anything that's involved with special needs is never going to be, cheap. So she got it, she practiced it, and she said, when I showed it to Maggie, her eyes were huge, and she said, Miss Helma, you found something? And I showed it to her in the classroom, and everybody was cheering, going, Maggie can go! So in addition to carrying Maggie for the 45-minute hike to and from the campsite,
Holy, and it's probably not flat.
Helma also carried her student for 2 hours every day so they could do all of the nature activities with the class.
Go back to the picture, would
Look
you?
at her beautiful face.
Would you go back to that picture?
Look at her.
So she, the little gorgeous
But look
girl.
at Maggie and her little face just all gleeful
She's
and
walking
excited.
on a log too, just showing off. The little one must weigh 60 pounds, 65 pounds.
Yeah, about 60 pounds, they say.
60 pounds on your back. Have
And
you
she-
ever done this?
And she paid $300 for a harness, her teacher, because teachers make so much money. We all know that.
That is a huge amount of weight. If you've ever backpacked, usually the average person's carrying like 30.
And that would kill me.
30 is
I know,
like
and uphill, I would be like, no, you just drag me.
Wow.
Is that the most amazing thing ever?
She is amazing.
So, Helma, we love you, and you are like, you rock. You are the perfect example of why we love teachers here in Utah.
I got some cool stories coming up. Taking selfies with lava will get you a year in jail.
Is this in Hawaii?
No, it's in Magna.
Okay, that's
Magna.
because it's okay. Never mind.
Yeah, no, it is. And also a grocery store that you can pay what you have. And I think that's pretty cool. But first of all, we need information.
All right, that would be with Daisy in the Gephardt Daily Newsroom. She is brought to you by Fink and McGregor. Mortgage is made simple. Just go to fink-mcgregor.com. Look, in today's crazy real estate system, you have to have your mortgage ready to go before you even make an offer. Go to think-mcgregor.com. Also by Brio Technologies, they can create a media wall for you that is beyond unimaginable. For businesses, for schools, for your home, they got all this good stuff. And also, of course, by the New Millennium Financial Group. This is the time in a booming economy to make sure that you are ready for your retirement. And these are the people that can ask you the right questions to get you started. Go to utahsfinancialplanner.com. Daisy, my dear, what is going on today?
Thanks, Todd and Erin. Hello, everyone. Here's what's making news on Friday, June 22nd on GephartDaily.com. A federal grand jury has charged Alexander C. Sanchez with 11 robberies and 11 counts of using, carrying, and brandishing a firearm. 31-year-old Sanchez, a.k.a. Alexianis Coutinho Jimenez, is charged in the May 4th robbery of Bountiful Pawn, which left his partner, 40-year-old Cladis Arboles Hernandez, shot dead by the pawn shop clerk. Besides the attempted robbery of Bountiful Pawn, Sanchez and his late partner have been implicated in 5 robberies in West Valley City between January and May. 3 robberies in Salt Lake City in January and February, a robbery in West Jordan in February, and a robbery in Mill Creek in March, according to information released Thursday by the Department of Justice. Sanchez has now been formally charged in all those cases. In addition, the men are suspects in several robberies in Texas, Colorado, and Oklahoma. 5 people are set to be charged after a video emerged of a Hispanic family being harassed and threatened at a camping area in Cache County over Memorial Day weekend. The incident happened when Jose Caballero said he and his family were unable to move their trailer from a camping spot at Blacksmith Fork Canyon due to mechanical problems with their truck. Wyatt Pack, a now former Weber County employee, ordered the family to vacate the space he said he had reserved. The Cache County Sheriff's Office said in a news release it has identified 4 more individuals who were involved in the incident, and they, along with Pack, would be facing charges. And the Utah Highway Patrol has identified 3 members of the same family who died following a head-on crash Tuesday night just south of Scipio. Officials said the deceased are Tyrone Bover, 47, from Archdale, North Carolina, who was driving the black 2017 Ford Fusion involved in the crash, his wife Holly Jo Bover, 43, a front seat passenger, and their son Hayden Bover, 11, who was in the back seat. A 17-year-old male passenger, also their son, is in very critical condition and was transported to Primary Children's Hospital in Salt Lake City. The family was in Utah on vacation. Their vehicle was struck head-on by an SUV driven by a woman who police said may have been momentarily distracted by the dogs traveling with her in her vehicle. And time now for a look at the Wasatch Front weather, brought to you by Brio Technologies, Utah's #1 audiovisual specialists, and by Magic Wash, home of the high-tech, long-lasting ceramic car wash with outlets in South Ogden and Layton. Well, if you're heading to the Utah Arts Festival in downtown Salt Lake this weekend, you're in for some very pleasant weather. Today's set to be about in the mid-80s and tomorrow in the high 80s. Then Sunday drops to the high 70s. That's it for now. For more news and weather 24/7, go to GephartDaily.com. Todd and Erin, back to you.
Hey, welcome back to the Todd and Erin Daily Stream Shout Out. I got to talk about Millennium Financial before we announce the Christopher giveaway, because it's Friday. The financial group. This is interesting. Have a friend, very responsible, but totally his business dealings are like a tornado went through them. But he's got all the pieces. He's got this over here. He's got equity in his house. That comes into your financial portfolio, doesn't it? He's got 401k. He's got some money that he has saved up, and he's got some other property. What do you do with it? How do you organize it? That's why the new Millennium Group is waiting to help. Just go to UtahFinancialPlanner.com.
Okay, time
Love
for
this story.
Oh, this is pretty cool. Are you going to share it, or do you want me to?
No, I want to.
All right, do it.
It's the world's first pay-what-you-can grocery store. It's going on in Toronto. There's a famous chef up there, and he's run a bunch of different restaurants in Toronto. And he thought to himself, you know what? In running a catering business, he's seen so much money. And if you've been in the food industry, you know, at the end of the night, they're just taking trays of food and dumping them out, and vegetables and dumping them out. And because it's complicated, you know, 10 o'clock, 11 o'clock, 12 at night to get someone to come and pick it up. And, you know, you can put it in the fridge and whatever. But it's not done on a huge basis. Now, what he found out was, this is Chef Jagger Gordon. So he's had that experience with catering. And he also has the experience of grocery stores in the fact that they start clearing the shelves off when the items get close to expiration date. Still legal to sell, but if it passes it, you can't. But leading up to it, get it off the shelves, and they don't have any place to put it. So what they end up doing is, throwing it out. So he thought to himself,
That has got to make you sick. I can't even imagine throwing out perfectly good food.
if you ever want to see something horrible, look up a video on YouTube, and there's tons of them, and watch them sort the oranges on site that aren't going to make it to the table, or orange juice because they're scarred.
Really?
Hundreds and hundreds and thousands of pounds.
And they just threw it away?
And they can't, and those, especially the ones that they can't make juice out of, you don't make juice out of certain oranges, off to the dump.
I'm fine.
So anyway,
I'm fine with a scarred orange.
so
it's
the
okay.
the families come in, and you go in and you get the things. You can only take enough for one day. That way they can keep the place stocked. And when you get up to the register, you pay what you got. You pay what you have. You pay what you can afford. How cool is that? Some people don't have any money. Boom, there you go. And they've got a resource now of picking up this stuff and getting it to the store. And it's one of the first ones in Toronto, in Canada. And now they're working on changing the laws so it'll free up and make more of the food that was going to go to the dump available to different charities and stuff like that.
I absolutely love that.
It's a great idea. And you know what? We recycle everything. We're constantly looking at ways we can save, and food security is such an issue. I think it's just a great program.
Well, one of the things that's so cool about that, I mean, we've seen some of the restaurants here, like Even Stevens and Earth Kitchen, where,
Right.
like at Even Stevens, you go in and for every sandwich you buy, they donate one to the hungry.
How cool is that, right?
And with the Earth Kitchen, it's like you go in and you pay what you can afford.
Right.
And if you can't afford it, they say go in the back and wash dishes. We'll make sure that you still get lunch. Don't worry about it.
You got a lawyer sitting next to someone who's homeless. It's a really interesting mix, and if you haven't been there, tell them the name again.
It's wonderful. Earth Kitchen. You'll
Earth
love it. It's
Kitchen.
downtown Salt Lake City.
All right.
And so the grocery store is like the next logical thing, making sure that, because especially the impoverished, anyone under the poverty level has the least access to like healthy, fresh food.
Right.
They have a higher obesity rate because the only
Right.
thing they can afford to buy is like the prepared crap, with all the, the preservatives. So this is such a cool thing.
And it's, a lot of the places like Sam's Club and Costco, but it's individual stores. They will take this and they will pallet it and then put it in the refrigerator or the freezer and then wait for that crew to come through. So
Food bank, too.
hot dogs and stuff like that, which is legal for them to do because they're not selling it, they're donating it. But anyway, they're trying to change that. Christopher's giveaway. It's Friday.
This is very exciting.
Who's going to dinner?
Doug Rice. Congratulations, Doug
Doug?
Rice. You're going to take 3 of your favorite people and you are going to Christopher's Prime Steakhouse.
Yes,
Enjoy
sir.
yourself, and I'm sure you'll be very happy.
Doug.
You won't invite us because no one ever does.
Come on.
But we're so happy for
All
you.
right. Congratulations, Doug.
Yeah.
Coming up, Hawaii. Lava.
Is this for real?
Fines. $500 fines and a year in jail. We'll tell you what that is coming up next.
We're brought to you by Fink & McGregor. Mortgages made simple. Just head to fink-mcgregor.com. Take 4 minutes to answer some questions, and you'll get a great idea about mortgages that you're eligible for. And by Stay Fit Wellness Clinic. Go get a personalized health analysis. This is the time to get back in shape. Feel better, feel younger, and without a ton of new medications at stayfitwellnessclinic.com.
I evidently have a drinking problem.
Yeah, it won't stay in the cup.
It won't stay in my mouth.
See, I don't trust those little insubstantial lids, and it's always with hot liquids. They're like, sure, we'll probably keep all your liquid in the cup and not going down your throat.
On certain mornings, I would drink that with a straw out of my front pocket. I would. Because certain days
You can't argue with
just need
sacred,
it.
life-giving caffeine. You can't. I'm sorry. That's the way it is.
Hawaii,
Now explain this.
the angry gods. And by the way, if you do have a piece of lava that you've brought back from Hawaii, you need to mail it back. Because
Tell them why.
It's bad luck.
No, they say it's like actually cursed by
And
the
so
gods. You get bad luck.
they get stuff every day. They get pieces of this lava coming back to their post office, and they're like, oh, and they all know what it is. Put it in the bucket.
Sorry, I didn't think this one through.
We'll go dump it in the ocean later. So they've been doing this. I don't know if you knew this, but there was a gentleman, and he got hit with what they call a lava bomb. So I want you to think about this. He was a homeowner. He was checking out his property, and there was one of those.
And what is a lava bomb?
A glob of magma.
A glob?
No, it's lava because it's above ground. Lava
What, magma's underground.
underground.
Okay. So where did the glob of...
Ow! Hits a guy.
Oh, my God.
It's liquid rock. It's kind of hot and it's sticky. So he's still in the hospital. He'll make it, but so anyway, the officials and the authorities are really tired of people almost getting hurt because you're kind of on edge. It's like watching someone lean back in a chair, and you're like,
Oh, yeah.
So they started fining people. If you're hanging out and loitering near lava flows, they're scooting you away. For some people, they're arresting you. $500 fine
Good.
and up to a year in jail.
Now, so is this the standard selfie fatality you see where people are backing up off a tall building or going towards a bison in Yellowstone, except for this time they're backing up towards liquid hot magma? Lava, sorry.
And so,
Wow.
one of the things, first thing comes to my mind is that you would have service personnel, search and rescue. You'd have the fire department. You'd have the police department. You have ambulances all having to be called to a scene because some idiot wades in. Has he never seen the movie Volcano, which is an excellent movie? It's excellent. So $500 fine, a year in jail. Now, I know they're not going to charge you a year, give you a year in jail.
You know what, though? I would finally get ticked off, and I would probably do it, because it'd be like this tourist going, I'm going to get real close. And you're like, okay, dude, how many times do we have to express to you what magma does? I mean, it's like lava.
Plus the fact that carbon dioxide, sulfur dioxide, hydrogen sulfide.
All that stuff.
And you can be overcome by this. And once again, now you're calling for services where they could be someplace else doing a good job. So,
That's just so amazing to me.
Don't be an idiot. And by the way,
I guess it would not have occurred to me that would actually be an issue, that you would have to fight against tourists going closer.
I kind of like to see it. But I don't
Watching
think
someone be succumbed to the lava?
No, I don't think I would loiter. No loitering.
You would like to witness the lava, but you would not get near the lava.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
But then I'd leave.
All right. I know you're not sold on the hot dog story, but I really want to hear it, please.
All right, we'll do that coming.
How about now?
Now?
Do it
okay.
now.
You want the hot dog story?
I want the hot dog story. I need it.
You've been to a baseball game, and they do all these cool things.
It's right there in the middle.
Is it? And the Phillies home game, playing along, and what was it, the 5th or the 7th inning? And this is so anyway, they come out and they're playing the game, and it was like, yeah, take me out to the ball game, and there are Cracker Jacks and hot dogs and stuff. And one of the fun things they do, you've seen this, they launch T-shirts into the crowd with big air gun, right?
Sure. Usually it's the mascot, and he's doing something wacky.
Yeah. And
chucking stuff into the audience.
And the mascot's got this cannon mounted on a golf cart. So he's like this. It's just like, and he lets them fly. And it goes up. But instead of T-shirts, he launches hot dogs.
Are there buns attached, or is it just the
I don't know, but this is what happens.
Or is this just like the flying wiener?
This is what happens when you get hit
No
with it.
effing way.
Yeah.
It nailed her in the face?
Yeah, that's a hot dog.
Okay, Mike, number one, Mike, producer, thank you so much for getting that picture, because that's awesome.
That
and
is
number two,
awesome.
are you serious?
That's a hot dog in your face.
No, that's a hot dog in your eye.
Didn't see it coming.
You'll put your eye out.
I got to tell you,
Wow.
if you are a spectator and you are along the first base line and you are in the first, 15, 20 rows, and you're sitting there, that is a seat that is be on the alert. Do not
Seat
chat.
of death.
Do not get on your phone. Your eyes should be on the batter 24/7. You're watching the batter because he hits a foul ball, and those things rip into the crowd. Seriously.
And like 90 miles an hour, as I remember, right?
Someone always gets hurt. And so you see these people like, oh, they don't do the kiss cam on that line. They don't.
It's all fun and games.
And it's
until
just like,
someone
oh, I
gets-
love you so. Done. And those balls are just flying. And also, someone cracks a bat, and that chunk of bat.
Flying wood. Yeah.
There's nothing relaxing about sitting on the first baseline. I've been there. It's not. And if you don't pay attention and you hear the bat hit the ball, you're almost afraid to turn around and look, because you know you would just eat it.
It's all fun and games till someone's eyes put out by a wiener. Yeah, wiener.
Truer words have never been spoken.
Yeah. All right, coming up next, coolest news about The Walking Dead. Someone that was, well, dead for a long time is coming back.
Is this a spoiler?
No.
Are you sure?
Yes, I'm very excited.
It's coming up next.
Coming up next.
We're brought to you by Stay Fit Wellness Clinic. If you're tired of feeling sick and tired, it's time to make an appointment with Dr. Bowden for a new holistic health plan to make you feel better, lose weight, sleep well at stayfitwellnessclinic.com. And by Magic Wash with 2 locations in South Ogden and Layton. Come in for the ceramic car wash that keeps your car cleaner longer by sheeting all the dirt and the water off your nice shiny finish.
Welcome back to the Todd and Erin Daily Stream. It's the Hollywood Connection, brought to you, no surprisingly, by Connect Heating and Air. Go to UtahHeatingandCooling.com. They've got a great special right now, $39 to get your air conditioner tuned up. Walking Dead, Season 9. This is very exciting. Now, you may remember, of course, John Bernthal.
Oh, he was the bastard.
No, but he wasn't.
Yes, he was.
Okay, no, let's remember this because
He was horrible.
He was the one that kept everyone together until the sheriff shows up, and then all of a sudden it's like, oh, thank God, Rick's here now because everything's great. He was the one who kept them all together and kept everyone safe, and even protected his friend Rick. And then all of a sudden Rick's in charge, and Laurie's gone, and all of a sudden then things go really bad. And yes, and then he became a little bit crazy. But the point is, he was a victim. He's coming back. Now, he's starring right now as the Punisher on Netflix, but he was Shane Walsh in the first 2 seasons of The Walking Dead. But he's coming back. He's like, I know I'm coming back. I can't tell you how because I don't even know what they're planning, but I'm coming back.
Is he dead?
Yeah, Rick shot him in the head when he turned all zombie.
So he's...
Was it Rick or Carl?
It doesn't matter.
It might have been Carl. Anyway,
let's
the important thing is somebody killed him, but now he's coming back, and we're not sure how, but it's awesome.
All right, let's get some information with Daisy.
All right, if she's in the Gephardt Daily Newsroom, and she's brought to you by New Millennium Financial Group. If you go to utahsfinancialplanner.com, it's time to get started on thinking about what you want to do with your financial future, and they're the people who can ask the right questions. Also by Fink and McGregor, it's mortgages made simple. Just go to fink-mcgregor.com. This is so cool. They will get you ready. You've got your mortgage. You're ready to go, and it's like, boom, you put down an offer. You got the house. Fink-mcgregor.com. Daisy, my dear, what is going on today?
Thanks, Todd and Erin. Here's what's making news in the US and around the world on Friday, June 22nd on GephartDaily.com. The Democratic National Committee has narrowed down its options for the 2020 National Convention to 4 host cities, though one of those locations immediately withdrew its bid. The committee said it had Denver, Houston, Milwaukee, and Miami Beach, Florida on its shortlist for the convention in 2 years. The office of Denver Mayor Michael Hancock, though, said it was dropping its bid because there's too much going on in the city that week. The convention is scheduled for July 13th to 16th, 2020. And the Algerian government will shut down the internet at certain times of the day over the next week as the nation's high school-age kids take their exams to prevent cheating, officials announced. The internet blackout will affect mobile and computer access and go into effect for 1 hour after the exams are distributed in order to prevent leaking of questions. The move was implemented after complaints of widespread cheating in 2016 when exam questions were leaked onto social media. This will be the 3rd year in a row access to the internet will be limited during exam time. And a restaurant in China was forced to shut its doors after an all-you-can-eat promotion backfired and sent the eatery deep into debt. The owners of the Jiamener hot pot restaurant in the Sichuan province said the deal, which offered all-you-can-eat meals at the eatery for $19 for a monthly pass, led to the restaurant's downfall when customers started sharing their cards with friends and family members. The promotion caused the restaurant's number of daily customers to skyrocket to more than 500 a day without much profit coming into the business, sending it about $78,000 into debt in less than a month. And time now for a look at the Wasatch Front weather, brought to you by Brio Technologies, Utah's #1 audiovisual specialists, and by Magic Wash, home of the high-tech, long-lasting ceramic car wash with outlets in South Ogden and Layton. Well, if you're heading to the Utah Arts Festival downtown, you're in for some lovely weather this weekend. Today's going to be in the mid-80s and tomorrow in the high 80s. Then Sunday drops to the high 70s. There's very little chance of rain all weekend. Early next week's going to get up to the mid-90s, so don't get too used to the cooler weather. For more news 24/7, check out GephartDaily.com. Todd and Erin, back to you.
Hey, welcome back. I got to tell you, Fink and McGregor, if you are looking for a mortgage, you have to go talk to them. You know what you can do? Just screw around with it. Go to fink-mcgregor.com. They have a 4-minute quiz that will kind of get you into the ballpark of what products they have, loan products they have, to get you involved, to get you to buy a home. Now, they're going to take all these things into consideration. This is how it works. And mortgages can take a huge amount of time, but they're going to ask you for your information. If you put your information together correctly, he's got everything he needs. It's like lickety-split. Haven't heard that word in a while. And they can get your mortgage together, and you can go out and move out from underneath your mother's house. Fink and McGregor. Check them out.
That sounds vaguely ominous. when
Before
you
we
put it like
move
that.
on, we got a resume.
Be careful not to show the name.
I won't.
We've been asking, we need more help because the show is growing, and so we need another person who knows all this really complex stuff with Adobe and editing and film and blah, blah, blah. So our brilliant producer, Mike, did a very specific, detailed list of qualifications one would require in order to apply for this job. And
Will this work? Will this focus
this is
on
what
this?
we got. Don't show it any
I
closer.
blacked it out.
Okay. It essentially shows when he graduated from high school.
Oh, no, you have to read it because we've been getting them and they've been, they've been
Delightfully detailed,
like
shows you
this.
him trained in blah, blah,
Yeah,
blah, blah,
yeah.
blah, blah.
Nice emails and stuff, and it's been great.
Maybe a little cover letter saying, hey, I was also trained in this and looking forward to working with you.
I'd like to save baby goats from fires. And this is what we got from this dude.
Your name, email, phone,
Good.
location, that's his city.
That's important.
Education tells you when he graduated from high school.
Very good.
And then his work experience.
Work
which is
experience.
self-employed and loving it. That's the entire
That's it.
resume. That's the entire resume.
Speaking of mom's basement, self-employed.
But he's loving it.
How old is he?
He's about 50-ish.
Well, maybe he's got a hobby. Maybe he whittles. He could be a whittler.
Then include the pro whittling. Give me.
Yeah, that's right. It should have been on here.
Okay.
Self-employed and loving it. There's
Talk about the new record.
Talk about world records. All right, these are the fun ones, like eating the most hot dogs. Like, what are some of the other ones?
There was one when I was at Highland High. The guy set the record for crawling, the distance for crawling. We put knee pads on him and he had gloves, and he basically crawled around and around the track. And we all kind of kept pace with him and gave him drinks and stuff. And
Guess he's never worked for the state. Oh, that's groveling. I'm sorry.
and he won.
Crazy
Yeah,
man.
he beat the world record in crawling.
This is true. And then there's people who can juggle. There's people. There's just all these things. Play hopscotch for longer than anyone else. This gentleman, Corey Mitchell from Provo, is going for the record. And this makes total sense. What he wants to do and what he is going to do is he's going to walk the farthest distance barefoot, wait for it, on Legos.
That's an actual feat. That's something people do. I would rather walk on those live hot coals that they have at
They used to do that,
motivation
yeah,
seminars.
yeah.
I would rather walk on those.
They just cool green moss and then...
How far does he have to walk on the Legos to win?
And I quote, he wants to crush it. He wants to crush it. The current record is 2,737 feet. Mm-hmm. So his idea is he's going to crush it so he doesn't ever have to do this again.
Probably so, yeah.
You know what I would do? Not do it. You know what else I'd do? If I was building this torture machine, I would take a treadmill and I would glue
Glue them? Oh.
all over the place.
That's freaking genius.
And then have it and we call it the treadmill of death.
His feet are going to be bloody stumps when he's done. But he wants to crush it.
He's going to crush it so he never has to do it again. Provo.
I guess so.
Corey. Best of luck. Oh, wait, I can almost hear the screaming now. Coming up, oh, this is so funny. I think I just want to end with this one story. So the World Cup's going on right now, and everyone's like, boom, and everyone's huge. We got
Totally
kids.
involved. This
and
is cool.
We
Yeah.
got pictures of little kids, friends of ours, and the kids are like on the couch doing this, and they're all into it. And there's one guy who couldn't watch the game, and his girlfriend turned out to help him out. That's coming up next.
We're brought to you by Connect Heating and Air. Go to UtahHeatingandCooling.com for their $39 air conditioner tune-up special. Some care now could make the difference in hundreds of dollars of energy bills this summer. And by New Millennium Financial Group. Take your feeble financial health back to a more robust position with a consult with New Millennium Financial Group. They're offering a complimentary financial analysis to get you started at UtahsFinancialPlanner.com.
everybody. Welcome. Going on a vacation. I remember when I was a kid, and we were going to travel from coast to coast, camping along the byways and highways of America. And
In
I
our great
remember
national parks.
we had this thing on the wall, and it was a clear tube, and it had dollar amounts. And what you would do is you would take a silver dollar, and you would drop it in there. And that was for gas money.
So you guys would like share parts of your allowance. If you did odd jobs around the house, you would raise extra money. That's such a good idea.
When is the
then
last
everyone's
time?
involved in the vacation
Yeah,
together.
but you can't do it now. When's the last time you saw a silver dollar?
Well, couldn't you just
But back in the day.
use tokens okay.
So anyway, so we saved all this money. Well, the new way to take a vacation is not to do that. Don't save. Take a loan out. Now I want
Take
you
a
to
loan for a vacation.
take a loan for a vacation. Now this is different.
Okay,
This is,
I wouldn't even take a loan for our wedding. I mean,
hence Chuckarama.
hey, don't let's not complain. You loved it at the time, and I think that experiences are always more important than things. But if you have to take a loan for the vacation,
Well, the deal is that as opposed to taking a loan like with a credit card, this is stupider.
oh good.
And you can start playing. So, like JetBlue is doing this right now in 2017, a partnership with the payment company Uplift that allows customers to pay for flights in 12 monthly installments on approved credit, starting at 8.99%.
That's actually not the worst credit.
17.
Interest rate I've heard.
Some people on cards are 17%.
It's not the worst I've heard.
It's not the worst. 8%. That's not a bad thing.
9%.
Well, whatever.
I've heard worse ones though, where you hear them, the commercials all the time. Of, hey, take out a second loan on your home, and you can use it for fixing things up or a
Right.
vacation. And like you're going to take
Consolidate.
a loan. You're going to take a loan out on your house for a vacation. And if you can't pay back the loan from your vacation, you could lose your house.
Carnival Cruise Lines does it too. There's a bunch of different companies now that are doing it, and they're doing installments. So you have a savings plan, but it's not intact yet, and it's not. But you're planning on doing it. So every month you would take a part some money, and you would go and pay them like you would a credit card bill, and then the interest rate is lower. I don't know. You could sell a kidney. But I'm not sure.
I've got two. Nobody wants my liver, but
You
I've
got two.
I got two kidneys. I
Oh
could
yeah,
sell
and
one.
in the wind they would whistle. I think we'll end with this next story because I think it's great. This
There's
is the
a
World
level of
Cup.
elegance here.
Now you have the dialogue as well.
This
Okay,
is
so-
very, very beautiful.
So set us up. The guy can't watch the game.
All right, Lightning Star, who's a law student from London, her boyfriend could not watch.
What's her name?
She goes by Lightning Star. He couldn't
okay.
watch the England game, and he said, "Honey, you got to follow this for me and just text me. Tell me basically
Tell
what's
me
going
what's
on."
going on.
So she literally did like second by second. She goes 34 minutes in, and everyone's hair is holding up well. Tunisia score, free kick for England. This time, an Englishman received a light tap and fell down violently. There was a huge missed opportunity there for England. Oh, a Tunisian man is on the floor. Looks like he got hit in the hair. This went on, like practically
The whole
second by
game.
narrative for like literally 3 hours, and she's had over like 50,000 hits on it because it's just reading. It's like she's like, you wanted me to tweet you the game,
And I'm doing it my way.
I have done it through my vision,
A lot of concern about the hair.
I
I've
love
noticed
her.
that. Yeah.
and a lot of like violence, which you would see from soccer.
And a lot of flopping.
Hooligans
A
and
lot of flopping where
lot of
it's
that.
like, oh, you looked at me.
She goes, can't say it's not accurate, and her boyfriend's
oh my
like,
gosh,
no,
so funny.
true.
Well, you guys, make sure for Christopher's that you go ahead and share the show, and that'll put you in the running for our giveaway we do every Friday.